drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Whether you are buying or selling a home or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of Fan Run and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach, and that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
It's the Chase! It's the Chase! Live 1 to 3, Monday through Friday on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville. Listen to Chase and his friends on WKGN. It's the Chase! It's the Scruffy City! Listen to his friends, and his friends are on WKGN. I'm always taking your calls on the Tennessee Vols. It's the Chase! It's the Chase! It's the Chase!
All right, the Chase is on Knoxville. My name is Chase Thomas, joined, not alongside, remotely from parts unknown. It's Jumpin' Jack Foster from Omaha Productions and Rocky Top Insider on this Go Big Orange Friday. Jack Foster, how are you doing, my friend?
Good, Chase. You got me?
I think Jack is
Hello?
in a different room right now, but I think we're gonna get situated here in a second. We've also got Brett Holander on the ones and twos, along with Jackson. How are you guys doing this fine afternoon? Well, there you go.
Sorry. No, we're trying to sort out this. This is my first time trying to get Jack on, so we're trying to work through the kinks. But yeah, doing good. Did our last, I guess it's called under review, but it was our final review today. So a little bittersweet with those guys. We had a nice run, and they're doing their thing. I'm still doing our thing, and so it's exciting times around here. So, but yeah, excited for. Football was great last night, and excited for a good slate and a good weekend of football.
It was good. Do you feel good about your fantasy team? Fantasy draft here at the studios last night. Fun time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good time. Everybody's there. It was a new draft for me style, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, it was a good time. I haven't got to deep dive into my team so much just yet, but yeah, definitely excited about it, I think. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, we've got Jack on video. We will get Jack in here on audio here in a second as we continue to get Jack ready to go here on these Fridays editions with the great setup, Jumpin' Jack Foster back there. So we'll get him in here momentarily. But as we kick things off right here on the Chase, Monday through Friday on Fan Run Sports Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always stream for free on that Fan Run Radio app. We give a shout out to Eddie Adams over there on the YouTube chat. You can join us there at Fan Run Sports there. So we got a good morning Chase and Mr. Jack Foster from Aspen, Colorado. So folks listening all over the country, because we are less than 24 hours removed from Tennessee football inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Saturday afternoon. We have to jump into this first thing here. Brett Holander.
Yeah.
So one of the more interesting things going into this Friday edition of the program is, hey, what are we looking at? Like, what is your final preview? I haven't asked you. What is your final preview for how tomorrow is going to go?
Man, it's the $1 million question right now, because you can go a bunch of different ways. You can come in with a lot of positivity, and which I'm trying to do. You know me and how I feel about a lot of things right now. But ultimately it's a big unknown for me. A lot of new receivers, new set of running backs, new offensive line. So it's a lot of unknown right now. So, sorry. But yeah, no, I'm just as curious as anybody. I think it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow, and just looking at a lot of different questions about this team.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're going to be back. I mean, last night, I don't know what you did when we went home after the fantasy draft, but that Cincinnati-Nebraska ending was fantastic, and it got me fired up for the rest of. And Jack, are you here?
Chase, can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you just yet. We can hear you in the other side of the control room, but we cannot hear you here just yet. So we're still working on it on that front. But when it comes down to this upcoming game tomorrow and what we saw from Brendan Sorsby here at last night for the Bearcats, I mean, I was talking with William over there producing Overtime 6 to 8 right here on Fan Run Radio, and I was like, Sorsby's a pretty good player, man. Sorsby, and then the very end. He takes a big chance.
Last night.
He was really good. He's much better than Raiola. And I even said going in the game, I'm like, Raiola's not good. Like, Raiola is one of those where I think Nebraska fans are going to be very frustrated with this season because they've got a great schedule. It kind of reminded me of Nico a little bit, where you have the 5-star moniker and you're just like, oh, it's coming. Year 2. And then you're like, oh, whole lot of attempts, whole lot of pass completions, and not a whole lot of yards. Like, it was a lot of short stuff, and it was just not a really exciting brand of football that I thought we were going to see right out of the gate with Dana Holgorsen as OC.
Yeah. I don't even just know if that's their offense going to be. I don't know if he just missed out on guys throwing deep or not. But, 42 attempts for that few yards is not what you expect in another year under, Matt Rule and Holgorsen on these guys. Maybe he spent too much time studying what Mahomes is doing and not enough time on the game film.
Yeah, I don't know ultimately what that means for Nebraska going forward, but I do think it's interesting, and they got a big win because those were the games that they lost last year, right? Like that was one of the big issues there. I mean, tonight we got big time games. I'll be at Maryville West. Come say hi. I'll be on the sidelines for that one to go see what that looks like between the Rebels and the Rebels over there in Maryville. But it's a big time game, and it'll be West's first game of the season because West Bearden last week was canceled. So your alumni did not get to, no alumni game last week.
No, yeah. Bearden was I don't think Bearden would have had much for West last week, to say the least. I mean, just with all the transfers and turnover and we talked so much about what West went through, which is very notable, but Bearden had some of their own issues with their coach and things like that. And they were going to be kind of depleted this year. So I wasn't expecting much, but I mean, both traveling out to Blount County and, I know for Bearden's side of things, I don't fancy their chances, but West Maryville, it's as good as it gets for this area and stuff like that for high school football.
Jackson, you're rocking a jersey today. Are you rocking a Hendo Cinco jersey on this Friday afternoon?
I am. It is the only football Tennessee jersey I have in my rotation right now.
Okay.
All my other ones are in Gallatin, Tennessee. But I had to today. It's Orange Friday. I don't know if they call it that, but growing up a Chiefs fan, every Friday before a game is Red Friday. So I've just kind of incorporated that to Tennessee, calling it Orange Friday. So I always make sure to wear some kind of orange Friday before a game.
What would be more? I mean, you obviously have seen some Chiefs titles here. Would a Tennessee national title in the next 3 years, or one of those first Chiefs titles, mean more to you?
Oh man, Tennessee title.
Okay.
I've had this conversation with myself recently on what I'd give up for even a Royals World Series again, and I would give up any Chiefs Super Bowl for a Tennessee National Championship or Royals World Series. And that's just, I think I care about those two things a little more. So
there you go. Yeah. It's feeling good. Brett, we haven't talked since the biggest recruiting thing to drop here. Are you feeling better? I mean, I know I'm not even going to bring up Savion Hyder. I can't do it. But number one receiver, number one quarterback.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Is that enough for Brett Holander going into game week?
You throw David Sanders in from last year. I mean, you're rolling with these top players, top positions. But it's I am a big running back guy, as you know. But I've moved past that. I think finally, Tristen Keys, huge get, just adds to this unbelievable wide receiver class you're going to have coming in, and then on top of the young studs you've hopefully got on your roster currently. Tennessee's just rolling recruiting. I think you have a top 10 recruiting class now on most sites. It's exciting, and it was kind of a foregone conclusion here the last couple of weeks that just when, not if, but when he was getting in the boat, and hopefully he doesn't flip flop again. And he seems pretty solid with the Vols, and he's a 5-star in high school, and hopefully he continues to be a 5-star.
Can you hear me?
On campus.
Yeah. So there you go. We shall see ultimately how it all unfolds for Tennessee on Saturday, but I'm very excited to see ultimately what happens. I'm just tired of talking about it. I was doing Memphis Sports Talk Radio this morning.
Nice.
So that was fun, but it was also one of those where, Joey Aguilar and those conversations and everything else. It's just I am so ready to talk about actual performance and what we actually see on this game.
Absolutely.
Like I'm so fired up. And part of the reason I think I'm more fired up this year, I'm always fired up for football. It feels great. But like the unknowns on offense is just so much fun because I don't know how Pendleton's going to be at center. I don't know how Perry and Sanders are going to be
not knowing?
I love not knowing.
Really?
Before it happens, sure. Because it's invigorating. Like it's just like trying new things. What is the spice of life? It's trying new things, Brett. You always got to keep doing different things. You got to keep trying different stuff.
But doesn't that scare you at the same time?
Right. But you got to take a leap of faith, man. Like that's part of, my wife and I, we balance each other out here. Because I'm like you, generally speaking. I'm pretty, I like routine and set my ways. My wife is like, let's go. I don't think we're ever going to be a same vacation every year type of family. Like she's going to always want to go somewhere different. Like last year we went to Maui. And who knows? Like I will say the one caveat is Asheville. Like we love Asheville. It's local. It's a getaway. It's convenient to get to. We've always loved going to Asheville. I think we're going to go Christmas time, but that's I got to go see the gingerbread houses at the Omni Grove Park Inn.
But the stuff we do know on this returning offense is Aguilar, even though he wasn't under Tennessee's system. We know he's turnover prone. That scares me.
We don't know he's turnover prone in this game.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing. Like it's going to be fun.
All I know is, as of right now, in 24 hours, it's all going to change.
Yes.
My opinion. But what I do know, he's turnover prone.
Yeah.
This is a new animal that Heupel's going to have to corral, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll see if we can get Jack Foster of Rocky Top Insider and Omaha Productions in here, but we will continue the conversation on all things Tennessee. What does Tristen Keys, 5-star wide receiver, mean for Tennessee in 2026 and beyond? Stick with us. It's The Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that?
Cool, I'll just order them online.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered.
Hold up. That's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay?
I mean, it seems pretty convenient.
Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics.
Okay, how do you pronounce it?
SM Athletics. They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Believe in family. Believe in your fellow man. Believe in honesty and an honest day's work.
Test, test, test. Hello, hello, hello. Test, testing. Check 1, 2. Talking now. Test, test, test. Hello, hello, hello. Check 1, 2. Test, test. Check, check, check. Test 1, 2. Hello, hello. Talking, talking, talking now. It's the chase! Test 1, 2. What up? Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. It's the chase!
Apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
We believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance for Tennesseans. Believe in me for all of your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871.
FM 1340 AM and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Also on YouTube, live streaming all 2 hours Monday through Friday right here on Fan Run Sports on the YouTube channel. You can join the chat there, like and subscribe and comment and join us in the chat right there on Fan Run Sports. Jack Foster on the line. You can also see him on video. Omaha Productions and Rocky Top Insider Zone. Jack, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here, Chase.
Hey, buddy.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you jumping on here as we continue to add a new component where remote Jack is, I guess, jumping Jack Foster, remote Jack Foster over here. But everyone loves the Jack Foster setup here. And we appreciate you jumping on with us, and with Brett, who's going to be our full-time producer starting Monday. So he's jumping in here 2 days in a row. And we got intern Jackson as well here on this Friday. Jack, are you feeling good? Where are you at going into Syracuse tomorrow afternoon inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, right? I mean, I think you have to. I just don't think Syracuse is all that good. I think Tennessee's defense is pretty stout. I feel like the run game will be solid this year. I have hopes for the offensive line and receiver room. I'm obviously a little bit pessimistic about Tennessee's quarterback play this year, but I don't think that it will become a problem enough to put this game in any sort of jeopardy. I like Tennessee by definitely double-digit points in this game. I think it's a comfortable win. And I think the hope is that the passing game clicks, because if the passing game clicks, that'll get you really optimistic for how the season could potentially go.
Yeah, and Brett and I were talking here at the top of today's show that it's just, I love the unknowns until some of these unknowns turn into the negative, because not all of them will be positive. It's not like you're going to have all of these unknowns answered where Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, Chris Brazzell, Joey Aguilar, Jesse Perry, Sam Pendleton, David Sanders, all are positive knowns in 2025, at least. Like, that's not realistic for all those to hit. I'm just curious which ones do. Which ones do hit, and which ones do we do overreact to on Saturday afternoon? And I don't know. I've not been this uncertain about what an offense is going to look like under Josh Heupel at Tennessee since 2021. Do you share that?
Yeah, I think so, because last year was a lot of continuity at skill position players and offensive line. You just had the new quarterback, but a guy had been in the system already 1 year. Milton, of course, had the experience. Count was just an extension from those Hendon years. So definitely I agree. This is the most uncertainty surrounding a Heupel offense because of just the turnover, man, at the offensive line and even the running back spot. Bishop and Lewis are back, of course, but still Sampson had such a large workload. It is kind of an overhaul at that position as well. And then the receiver room speaks for itself, just a complete overhaul in a sense. So especially depth-wise. So, yeah, you're definitely right. This is the most uncertainty, I guess, outside of, literally year one, just because you didn't know what to expect, that we've had in the Heupel era.
Yeah, and that's what makes all this fun. And we'll jump into the conversation. If you want to call us at 865-966-3435 or text us and let us know what your viewing habits are going to be on Saturday afternoon when Texas and Ohio State, same time as Syracuse and Tennessee. Are you going dual monitors? Are you watching multiple games along with your Tennessee Vols, or are you sticking to Tennessee only here on Saturday afternoon? I would love to hear from you guys. You can comment in the chat as well over there on Fan Run Sports on YouTube. So when we talk about Tristen Keys here, Jack Foster, he flips. Tennessee now has the number one wide receiver in the 2026 class, the number one quarterback in Faison Brandon. What does Keys' commitment and flip to Tennessee mean for Tennessee recruiting and Tennessee in 2026 and beyond?
When you think about programs that recruit receivers at, just a incredibly high level, when it comes to Bama traditionally, obviously Ohio State, LSU, even Texas here in the past couple of years, you think about these programs that are just always getting these top receivers in each class. I think you kind of have to start including Tennessee, at least in the mix of that discussion, maybe not in the top tier, but you can start to include them in these discussions because of the Mike Matthews lane, because of this Tristen Keys flip. Tennessee has been able to recruit receivers at a really high level these past couple of seasons, and having the number one at quarterback receiver obviously sets up this offense really well for the foreseeable future, you'd think. But I think just in general of looking at schools that can recruit high-end receiver talent, that Tennessee is definitely in that mix now, which is obviously great for the program. And now we'll see if it works out, because Tennessee has had some good players recruited at receiver. The product on the field just hasn't been all that great the last couple of seasons. Now I think we could potentially see that start changing as early as 2025 and certainly in 26, 27 and on down the road.
Yeah, and I think if you're a Vol fan, you're like, well, Mike Matthews didn't impress as a true freshman 5-star, but he was also a 4-star in 247 Sports. Like, it was, depending on which recruiting service you did look at and you value the most. So he was a borderline 4 or 5-star, but he was also someone who could have been safety at this level and you weren't really sure. He was kind of, Sleacy Moa is more of the Mike Matthews in this class, where you're not sure, is he a safety at the next level or is he a receiver at Tennessee? And we'll see ultimately where that works out for Sleacy Moa. But I do think the difference is the only 3 5-star receivers in last year's cycle was Cam Coleman, Ryan Williams, and Jeremiah Smith for 247 Sports. All 3 had fantastic true freshman seasons. With how much uncertainty there has been at receiver the last couple of years, man, they just have, it's the whole thing of like, they just stack so many people now that some of these are going to work out. Like just by process of iron sharpens iron and just by sheer quantity, Jack Foster, I don't know how this doesn't end up with multiple awesome Tennessee wide receivers. I think you're going to have kind of a Tennessee renaissance here with Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, Travis Smith Jr., Rodarius Jackson, Salisi Moa, obviously Tristen Keys. I'm penciling in Tristen Keys as a day one starter in a similar way to David Sanders at right tackle. You just can't bring in Tristen Keys, and he's not a day one starter at one of the receiver spots. And I think if you're Mike or Braylon, you're kind of on notice this year because this is you gotta prove it because that's a very crowded room and they're not keeping everybody. That's an expensive room if they try and retain everybody from this group. So if Mike or Braylon are going to make a move, this is the year they have to do it because there's so much talent and firepower behind them that you might go, all right, we might go in the portal and get a bet, and we're going to combine those with the young guys we brought in this last class and the class coming up. So I don't know. Is that fair to you?
Yeah, it's definitely fair. And all these guys are unproven, right? Even though Staley and Matthews have been in the program a year, still very unproven. You're a huge Travis Smith guy. I think Rad Jackson would be a fun player. And then, of course, Keys coming up. And it's like, there's just no way that not all can hit for sure. And there's probably no way that 4 or 5 don't hit. Like, probably at least 3 of these guys are going to hit for Tennessee. Now, how many are they going to be able to keep, like you're saying, is a question mark. But Tennessee's going to have a really good to great receiver room. I feel like good is the floor here. For the next 3 to 4 years, right? Especially if they keep recruiting at a high level for classes to come. But in 26 and 27, the future feels really bright. The prospects are amazing. And I think as early as this year, I told you guys last week, and I think probably the week before, last couple times I've been on, that I'm starting to buy into this wide receiver room more and more each week. I'm getting more and more optimistic about a Mike Matthews breakout, about Braylon Staley being really good this year. And if it starts this year, that renaissance you're talking about, that start of just great years at the receiver position for Tennessee could start now.
Do you agree, Brett? You're our recruiting guy.
Yeah, love it. These guys are only as good as the quarterback though too. You're gonna have to get better quarterback play. You've really
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, okay. I think they can't like win the Heisman with a bad quarterback, obviously, but I think that this receiver room could end up carrying quarterback play for this season and, maybe next season if Tennessee's quarterback still isn't great, whoever's starting. But I think if the receiver room is elite, it won't hurt them too much if quarterback play is that great.
What about the whole thing about how many hypo guys he plays? His system's only playing 3 guys really at a time. Maybe things are going to change and you're going to have so much talent. He's going to have to adjust. He's got to get guys on the field. Because we can't see it in practice. We're only going by what we see on high school tape or whatever. Do you see with all these guys coming in, guys possibly coming back? I mean, you talk about guys having to leave possibly, but do you see him making it a thing to where he rotates more or not?
I don't know. What do you think, Chase? You think this could lead to more rotation? I feel like Heupel kind of just has his ways. So I would maybe be a little hesitant to say that he definitely rotate 5 deep consistently. But, I mean, if he has the talent and it's all there, then why not?
I would say no. And I think what's going to happen, like I said, I think what it's going to be, here's my gut. In December, January, I think you're going to have multiple Tennessee young wide receivers into the portal. And I think it's going to be, because you're going to have some hard conversations about who's realistically... You have 4 true freshman guys coming in here, one of which is a 5-star. The other one is a composite 5-star in Salisi Moa.
They're all top 50, right?
I don't think...
Tyree King's right.
Legend Bay, I don't think is top 50. But I think Legend Bay might be a running back at this level. Wow. Like, I think he's kind of more in that Velus Jones. Yeah. I think he's a gadget guy. I just don't think he's a true slot receiver.
Is he a Selden guy? Like Cam's?
A lot smaller and twitchier. Okay. Selden was like the big dude. Like
Selden now we see he's going to start for at wide receiver.
Yes. It'd be like the flip where people are expecting Legend to be a receiver, and I could see him being a do-it-all kind of third down scat back type deal. So like Cash Jones at Georgia, where he's just kind of a specialty gadget player. That's something I could see. Could be wrong. But I do think you're going to have some guys because my bold prediction is Braylon and Mike are both not back next year.
Wow.
It's one of the two because you just have too much talent, and Tristen Keys is occupying one of those starting spots. Like Tristen Keys is coming in here to start right away. He's that kind of talent. So I just think the rotation is not going to be super expensive. And I think part of why you saw some more guys last year is you weren't getting production there. And these weren't big name guys, obviously, but the best version of Tennessee is tempo, right? Like the tempo is where Tennessee was top 10 in scoring offense their first 2 years. When the tempo disappeared, Tennessee scoring, I don't want to say disappeared, but fell off. So if tempo's back, then guess what? The rotation's not going to be there. Like you're not going to see some crazy 5 to 6 man rotation at Tennessee next year. So for me, I think it's one of the starters is probably Smith or Rodarius. One is Tristen Keys, and one is one of Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley. Like I think that's too many guys, and it's a hard room to keep happy. I mean, you saw Jordan Matthews at corner this past cycle. He could have waited and maybe seen how things, but he's gone. Like, I think it's hard to keep corners and receivers in this era, the transfer portal era, happy about their reps. And you can rotate a little bit, man, but reps don't lie. And we'll look at the PFF, snap count this fall and we'll see who's in where, but it's just too many mouths to feed and it's not realistic. And so you have to have honest conversations about who makes it in, who makes it out. So I don't know, Jack. I mean, that's where I look at it. I think you're going to lose a guy or two that's going to frustrate fans, but I don't think there's any way around it because I just don't see an expensive rotation.
Seasons, though, right? Like if Mike Matthews goes and does what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like that's not a transfer guy. That's a starter.
That's what I'm saying. I think one of them has that big year, and I think that's where Jack is I think one of them breaks out and they're locked in for another year, and the one who doesn't, I think it's probably like we just have too much talent behind you. We got to move forward. Do you agree, Jack?
Yeah. Especially if one of these true freshmen have a decent year, and you can just see that they have a higher ceiling and that they're going to get playing time. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I feel like that'd probably be more of the Braylon Staley to not have as big of a year, right, and then leave because of that, and just because of the talent coming in. But both are improving, so it's difficult to say at this point. So no, but that's just the nature of the beast in today's college football. It's just going to happen. You can't keep all those guys happy. And look, Tennessee's recruiting at such a high level at receiver and quarterback, they're going to run into the same problem at both spots. Assuming that Merck and McIntyre can actually be pretty solid and you wouldn't want to lose them, it's just going to be how it goes.
100%. When we come back, we'll talk with Vols Tim 85 and preview week number 2 right here in Knoxville and all the big games on the high school level. I'll be at Maryville West. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the other big contests going on here and check in with our Friday night scoreboard host here on Fan Run from 9:30 to 11:30 right here on Fan Run. So stick with us. It's The Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the sports humans.
Friday Night Lights are back, and that means so is the SM Athletics Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Join me, Tim Hill, a.k.a. Vols Tim 85, and my crew every Friday night starting at 9:30 p.m. Live action, live calls, and all of the biggest talking points in East Tennessee high school football. It's the Friday Night Scoreboard Show presented by SM Athletics right here on Fan Run Radio, 1340 AM, the free Fan Run app, and streaming live on YouTube on Fan Run TV.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Gotcha, Mike. It's Nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit menspro-knoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad, and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Also, join us on the Fan Run Sports YouTube channel, live streaming all day long, talk sports. You got The Chase. You got Tony Basilio coming on here on Monday as well. We got Overtime and The Drive, all streaming live. And another show that will be streaming live right here on Fan Run. It was on last week. I was on it, calling in from Northview Academy versus
blowout.
It was a blowout. And it did look like it. Like Northview actually returned the opening. They muffed the opening kick and then returned it to the house.
Really?
It looked like, upset special.
Yeah.
And then Carter proceeded to not punt for the rest of it. And they kept doing onside kicks.
Really?
It was an onslaught. It was.
Do they have something against Northview Academy, or is that just the way that coaches?
That's a good question. I don't really know, but I do know that they did lose in controversial fashion last year, where that was a close one down to the wire, and Northview Academy was able to get a dub there. But it was a great time, great venue over there in Kodak. So glad I made it over. And our resident high school football host here from 9:30 to 11:30 with Spencer, right here on the Fan Run Friday Night Scoreboard Show. It's Mr. Vols Tim 85. Tim, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, Chase. Thank you for having me again this week. How are you doing?
You recovered?
Your
eyes aren't watering.
Yeah, so I about died last night at the fantasy
that was something.
draft. I got a hold of so we had B-Dub's wings in here, and we had a bunch. We probably had 10, 12 different flavors, and they got mixed up, so nothing was labeled. So I just got me 6 or 8 wings. I got a mystery flavor, I guess, because it about killed me.
You've had a rough food 2 weeks here, Tim.
I did. So I tried to eat the hot dogs for the fantasy punishment. That didn't go over well. Thought I was going to die from that Monday after the amount I had eaten, which wasn't a lot, but I felt very bad. Had a physical that night. Had blood work. Got it back yesterday. It was horrible. Of course.
I shouldn't lie. I mean, but the way you just said it's horrible. Like not that bad, right, Tim?
I mean, it was. Some of it was out of whack.
Okay. But did you tell them the circumstances?
I didn't tell them that. No.
Okay.
I didn't tell them. But between that and then having to be the butler last night, and then getting eliminated on the second competition, which was tossing quarters against the wall, I just flung it for whatever reason. Got flustered. Wasn't thinking. So it was a bad night. Drafted ninth. Was crying from the wings. I had to get everybody's drinks. So it wasn't fun.
Well, we appreciate it, and you did a great job, and we were well fed, and it was a fun time. And
it was very fun. It was nice.
I'd never done that, a live draft where you're slapping the board with your picks and everything.
It's the second time I've ever done it. It makes you really think and really study, and because I mean we had cards last night, and some of those guys were not on teams.
Yes,
some of them were hurt. You just don't. You got to keep up with it to know what's going on.
And it's also just, I mean, it was cool because we're not all together because we're all in different shows throughout the day. So it's one of the rare times that we're all in the same room. And that's the first time I've been in the same room with everybody at the same time since I came on. So it was a fun time and excited to see what happens here in fantasy football. And Tim, for your sake, man, we got to keep you out of last place. That's the mission this fall. We can't have Tim do this again.
I mean, I'm not great at fantasy football. Okay. I am not. I don't say I'm good. I'm just not that good at it. But if I do lose again, I will not agree to a eating punishment. I'll do something else. I'm not going to force myself to eat a bunch of something and just feel bad.
Yeah. Well, Tim, we've got high school football. That will not make either of us feel bad. It's going to be another great week. Hopefully what seems like weather's going to cooperate a whole lot more than it did this past week. And it's going to be a fun weekend of college or high school football here tonight. Last night, Catholic and Anderson County was a great one. Knoxville Catholic getting the win there. So Tyreek King looking really good once again for the Irish.
Yeah, we had that one on the TV last night, watching some of it. And it was their first possession, second, third play of the game. He took a little screen pass. Didn't score on it, but he took it 60 or 70 yards. So he's dominant. He's probably one of the more dominant players here in Knoxville, like we said last week.
He looks like he's going to be really good in the slot for Tennessee for years to come. There's some Jalen Hyatt to him. He's got the speed, and he could be, I mean, obviously being a Knoxville guy, fan favorite potential here.
Yeah, so, I mean, Catholic 2-0 now. Last week beat Riverdale in Murfreesboro last Friday night, beat Anderson County last night. To me, they're the more, which, I mean, they're getting a lot more recognition today, but going into the season, they were not this, I don't think they were as touted as what they are now.
I mean, they weren't predicted to win last week against Riverdale. It's kind of an upset, right?
Right, but I was looking at some other people's like just power polls and stuff for the Knoxville area. They weren't. I mean, they were around 8 to 10 in the Knoxville area, but I think they were one of the 2 or 3 best teams in Knoxville area. Sevier County, Alcoa, Catholic, still throw Maryville in there, but they're up there.
100%. Well, speaking of Maryville, is at the Maryville West. I'll be at that game tonight. Lamar Brown, now an assistant at Maryville. His longtime friend and old DC from Morristown West and West High School. We had Baron Chandler on the program yesterday. He's excited. They didn't play last week against Beard, and that game was postponed due to the weather. So you don't really know what you have there. You know JP Peace leading that defense, Tennessee commit, legacy, grandson of Philip Fulmer. But what are your expectations for West versus Maryville?
Yeah, so I mean West and Bearden both not knowing what they've got just yet from being one of the games that just got canceled last week. So I'll be interested to see what West has, just because they're still an unknown. But I mean, the game's at Maryville, right?
It is at Maryville, yeah.
So Maryville at home again. Or no, was that
they were at Alcoa last week?
Alcoa, yeah. So Maryville. I mean, I feel like Maryville's going to bounce back. I feel like, to me, they're still one of the best teams in the area. West, I don't see them being as good as they were last year. To me, especially losing coach that late in the summer, late spring, whenever it was that happened. I mean, it's by far the premier game for tonight in the area, though.
What's the biggest game of the night outside of Maryville West to you?
So I've got some stuff highlighted. Oak Ridge Clinton is a big rival game.
Yep.
So, and then the other big rivalry game is the Battle of the Bridge, Lenore City Loudon.
Mm-hmm.
Should be pretty one-sided. Loudon didn't have a good showing last week at William Blount. Lenore City should take care of business on that one.
Wasn't that one kind of crazy last year?
It was. I feel like it was just maybe a field goal at the end or a field goal possession or something. It was less than it was a one possession game for sure.
Because I think Loudon came back, right? Wasn't that one where Loudon was down and they came back, and it was at Lenore City, it was a heartbreaker for them, if I remember correctly.
Something happened and it was extremely low scoring. Maybe I mean, my memory's shot at times, but I do remember last year it being pretty exciting there.
Because it was on TV. I think that was a Rivalry Thursday game last year, and it was at Loudon. So this year, I would assume it's at Lenore City. But always a great rivalry over there.
The other big one in town tonight, I feel like Powell and Farragut.
Farragut's interesting because they finished last year strong. Do they build off that? I mean, Sevier County, there's only so much you can take away. Like Sevier County, as you talked about, they're just a powerhouse early on. So
schedule's not doing them any favors playing Powell tonight after playing Sevier County. So a very hard 2 games to start the season for Farragut.
100%. And Jeff Courtney following in his father's footsteps, and good dude, Jeff Courtney. And I'm curious what it looks like, because there was some optimism about where they were headed going in this year, and it's a sneaky big game for them. And do we know with Deuce Rogers what that looks like for him?
I checked in with one of our guys last week. Deuce didn't go back into the game after he was hurt, but they also didn't finish that game. But he didn't make it seem like it was a big deal.
Okay. Because that would stink, man. He's one of the Knoxville names to know, quarterback back here for the Powell Panthers. And Powell, another team, just big-time expectations this season in particular. But what do you think is the biggest blowout game potential? When you look at this, you're like, the matchup, you're like, I think this one could get out of hand when we're doing our call-in show. People are checking in. They're like, ooh, this one was a blowout.
Let me look it over and find a team that I do not sell anything to on the SM Athletics side. I don't want to say anybody's getting blown out that I may sell something to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm going to say that Webb's going to blow out Asheville Christian just because I know nothing about them. But I don't want to bow down to anybody. But
what about Jeff County, Sevier County?
That's a big game, man.
It is. Jeff County was really good 2 years ago.
Yeah. Very well coached.
What Sevier County's got.
Do you know what, Baylor's going there playing Raven Gap Nakuchi School down there in Georgia. There's a lot of D1 talent in that game. A lot of D1 talent, but that's over there in further East Tennessee. But you look around, I will be very curious, Sevier County, Jefferson County right now, the Massey ratings over there on 3, they have Sevier County 35, Jefferson County 20. So we shall see if they're able to win there. But it's in Jefferson County. So I wouldn't write out that game being close tonight.
Grace Christian's going to Carter. There's a lot of you started with a lot of, which that's not a region game or anything like that, but a lot of just county teams playing each other tonight. Central at Fulton, Gibbs at Halls. Talked about West at Maryville. But there's teams are starting to play each other in the region now. William Blount at Austin East, not a region game, but still. Bradley Central, Walker Valley, they're not from here, but they're in that 6A region with Maryville, Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley, Bearden, Farragut. So region games starting to get going. It's week 2, but playoff will start taking shape the next few weeks because you'll have some region games, especially with these regions that only have 4 or 5 teams. Doesn't take long to knock somebody out.
Well, you mentioned too that I think are going to be very close, and they're in the local market. So if you're looking for a game here in Knox County to go to, and you're like, I want to just see a really good back and forth, it's Gibbs Halls, where I think that one's going to be down to the wire. And then I think Central Fulton, obviously crosstown rivals over in my neck of the woods. Like that, Justin Long doing a great job there, Kevin Lane, and I'm very curious how that one goes because I think both have a potential to be down to the wire, great final 2-minute type games.
My boy, I got a buddy that coaches at Meigs County, and they're top. I think they were 4th or 5th in the new poll this week. They're playing East Hamilton, who's a classification up from them. So I'd be interested to see how they do going to East Hamilton down in Chattanooga. And then Stone Memorial, I believe they're 4A. They're going to 1A Cofield tonight. Cofield top 5 in 1A. Playing up, they'll play anybody. Last week they played Gordonsville from Middle Tennessee. That game didn't get finished. But playing a 1A versus playing a 4A team is going to be challenging, but it's at Cofield, so I'll be interested to see how they do.
Who did you say last week took a bye their first week? Was it Grace Christian?
Grace Christian.
Why did they do that? And then play that many in a row?
So originally we thought they might have just lost the game. Maybe it was the Kings Academy because they canceled their season. Maybe we thought they had them scheduled, but they did not. So they just had they're playing 10 straight. We found a couple other teams that were doing that throughout in East Tennessee. I can't remember who it was.
But then that goes straight into playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes.
God. Well, they could get a bye, right? Do they get byes now? I don't even know.
The private schools do get some of the regular 1 through 6 does not get a bye, but the Division 2, some of those do have a bye.
Are you going to Harriman Oneida tonight?
Nope, I am not. Oneida. You've obviously never been to Scott County.
I have not. I'm sorry. Look, it's
all right.
It took me a couple of years to get Maryville down.
So, but yeah,
what you used to say, Maryville?
When I first moved up here, remember I'm from Atlanta. It's one of those you have to hear it too. You have to hear it a couple times, and then Maryville.
Yeah, so Oneida's on the it's in Scott County on the Kentucky border.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way up there, but they're not in our region anymore. They used to be in our region every year in every sport, but now they're 2A. We are 1A.
Yeah.
So
have you seen
be interesting.
Have you seen the Massey ratings?
I have not.
So 23-22 is the prediction there for Harriman.
For Harriman?
Mm-hmm.
See, Oneida, I can't remember if they lost last week or beat Rockwood. But, I mean, Harriman, I went there last week, kicked off. We had 3 or 4 plays ran.
Yeah.
And then the lightning delay came. They never played again, never rescheduled. So, Harriman's another team that they don't know what they have just from not playing last week. So, a lot of times this is their week 1.
But you're excited. New staff and everything else.
New head coach. He used to, Kwayu Graham used to be coach at Austin East. Used to be a longtime assistant and player at Oak Ridge. So bringing a whole new environment, culture to Harriman for football, which was something we have lacked in the last 20 years. So exciting stuff.
What was your favorite call last week in week 1 of the Friday night scoreboard show? What had you giggling? What had the whole staff just giggling?
So we had some guy named Memphis Marty call in and was talking about the MUS and Bartlett game that was in Memphis, which is pretty cool. I mean, somebody was listening to us from out there, wanted to talk high school football out there, which is we knew nothing about, but it was still fun. We had a guy named Matt call in, referred to Anderson County as the Anderson County Bulldogs. With all the transfers they've gotten from Bearden.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty funny, but it's a fun time, 9:30 to 11:30, taking calls the whole time, very laid back. So
are you interested in this? We had Russell Biven on the under review, and he's got this prep zone, which is like the NFL red zone.
Yeah, so I read about that yesterday, and I want to see if we can get that on the TV here tonight, just see how it works.
It's on that MyVL, but now it's called the Tennessee Sports network.
So it's like I think I saw
like 8 games. I think
on they're covering all these games. They've got cameras going out to some and working through some of the school feeds for some of them. I'd be interested to see how that works. Because I mean, I've never heard of anything else like that.
Because they'll be chiming into other people that do the radio network too. It's not just them; they'll have their call, but then they'll chime.
I mean, it's a great thing for more exposure.
Yeah,
for all these teams.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, tell us about how folks can join in on the fun here from 9:30 to 11:30 on the Fan Run Friday Night Football Scoreboard Show, and how for all the folks looking for custom apparel here across Knoxville, how do they work with you?
SM Athletics here in West Knoxville, we do screen print, embroidery, sublimation, heat transfers on any type of uniform you may need. Corporate apparel, 966-3434 for that one. To call into the SM Athletics Friday Night Scoreboard Show, 865-966-3435. We're on YouTube, on the app, on the dial, 1057 1340 AM, on X, on video. So call in 9:30 to 11:30. Like I said, we like to have fun, talk some high school football. We'll talk a little bit of Vols tonight, and listen in. It's a fun time.
I love it. Vols Tim 85. Thank you as always, my friend. We'll be doing these every Friday during the prep season to check in and preview the slate right across here, East Tennessee. All kinds of great high school football. If you can make it out, go make it out. Go support all the different high school football programs all across East Tennessee tonight. Vols Tim 85. Thank you as always, my friend, and I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Chase.
There you have it. We'll be right back after this. Stick with us. It's The Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
What's the difference between an ordinary EV and a Mercedes-Benz EV? The feeling. Electric is what gets you there. Mercedes-Benz is what moves you in ways no other automaker can. Feel the freedom of the superbly versatile 7-seater EQB. Revel in the inspired, customizable comfort of the EQE sedan. Sense the brilliant intelligence of the EQE SUV. Discover the boundless capability of the EQS SUV. And luxuriate in the flagship meets spaceship magnificence of the EQS sedan. Every Mercedes-Benz electric vehicle offers the very latest MBUX voice-activated AI software, as well as remote access to a whole host of functions via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicle's electric, the feeling all Mercedes, the choice all yours. Test drive a Mercedes-Benz electric today at your local dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. So we kick off hour number 2 here, jumping Jack Foster on the line, also on video on Fan Run Sports. Jack, as we kick things off, moving into hour number 2, Rick Barnes got a lifetime contract from athletic director Danny White this week. What does that mean for the Vols? Do you think that kind of signifies that Rick Barnes might be sticking around here in Knoxville, roaming the sidelines for a little bit longer than we may have previously anticipated?
Yeah, potentially, because I think, people's estimated timelines of how long he will be at Tennessee, from here on out will vary. Some people would think, oh, this probably is last year, some more than others. I don't think all of it's just, guessing game. But this definitely makes one think that he would stick around for longer than just a couple of years, and obviously a lifetime contract. It's a deal that rocks. It's a deal that's great for the program and well deserved for Rick Barnes, and it's just great for Tennessee in general. It's just a lot of feel good storylines coming out of this thing, and I think it helps recruiting too, because it gives them maybe a little more certainty in the short term for just how long Barnes is going to be sticking around, because this wouldn't make sense if this is Barnes' final year. Obviously, this is something that may suggest he goes through the years of what his previous contract had, going through 27, 28. Maybe he sticks around longer than that. So I think it helps recruiting. I think it's an all-around slam dunk for everybody involved here, and could mean that Barnes is at Tennessee for the remainder of this decade.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go 2030 here, Brett, but I would go probably. It's going to come down ultimately to Troy Henderson, Amari Evans, Dwayne Brown, a couple other guys, how they continue to hit in the portal here. Because Nate Ament is a one and done. Like that, it would be the all-time upsets to see Nate Ament back in Tennessee uniform again. I think if he believes in this young core that he's got here, then Barnes, point guard's everything. Whether it's Akai, Kennedy Chandler, Jordan Bone, you keep going back, like TJ Ford in the early Texas years. Like when he has that point guard, that multi-year guy that he can trust to lead things. And we should throw Bishop Oswell in there as a great leader, and Cade Phillips, another great locker room guy. If he's still having fun and those guys stick around, I could see Barnes. I'm putting it at somewhere 3 to 4 is my guess. I think that's including this year. I think either this year and 2 more or this year and 3 more is my gut. Do you share that sentiment?
Yeah, I thought he was going to be done after this year. I thought him and Zakai had that tight bond, and there seemed like there were some whispers about it. Like, would this be his last run with Zakai and all that? And I think maybe he found a newfound energy by bringing in the class he did with this Nate kid who's, who's big time. And I think the amount of effort that he put into that just showed you where he is as a coach and as a person and all that. And I think it showed that he has the energy to keep going, and being around this program means a lot. It means a lot to us as fans. And yeah, I'm just taking it year by year at this point with Barnes. Lifetime contract. Yeah, it's great and all, but I just feel like, it's hard to say. Every year is different. And, but for the time being, I'm not going to put a number on it. Barnes has done so much for this, and he deserves any exit he wants. And I'm hoping he's here, as long as you say, as long as he wants, as long as he's winning and doing that. Then I just hope he gets to that Final Four, man. That's all I'm hoping for right now for that man.
Yeah, and we shall see. I do think if you're a Vol fan, Jack, you have to feel good about where things are headed over the next 4 to 5 in terms of Barnes, Vitello, Heupel, and now Kim Caldwell too. But I think you're kind of locked in, because Danny White's locked in until around, 2030, I think, for him as well. And he has that opt-out where it's like, or something, his buyout, something changes in his contract if Dondi and or Randy Boyd leave, I think is the terminology there. But it's 2030 and beyond is where things can get very different in a hurry for Tennessee athletics. But I think this 4, I would be surprised if you don't have these 4 roaming the sidelines or in the dugout for the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. Right, Jack?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Of course, Barnes just receives a lifetime contract. Vitello is never going anywhere. He might as well have one. Heupel just gets extended. And then Kim Caldwell, a solid first year, beat UConn, lot to build off of, recruits at a high level. So you'd anticipate her having a pretty long leash. Obviously, Danny White hire as well. So he's going to be less apt to pull the plug there. Yeah, I agree. I feel like all of this core 4 is going to stick around for at least several years together. See what ends up happening with Barnes in his retirement. But Tennessee's in a great spot, and I think all 4 of these are really solid options. Of course, Vitello and Barnes feel like really elite options in their sport. We'll see about Caldwell. Heupel, very solid college football coach. So, Tennessee's in a great spot here.
Yeah, I'm right there, and I've told family, friends, everybody, enjoy every year right now, because there could be so much change, and just enjoy that Dondi, Randy, and Danny are leading this program, and you have Rick Barnes, Tony Vitello, Josh Heupel, and Kim Caldwell all appearing to be here for the long haul.
Yeah, and you can go past those four.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to
Karen Weekly,
the golf team.
Brennan Webb.
I mean, we just saw UT golfer in the USAM final. So that tells you where the golf program is. And tennis program's been top 10 in the country before. And played for a national championship, if I'm not mistaken. So, we mentioned these core four, but, you got to give a shout out. The women's soccer team currently, what they're doing. I mean, it's, as we said, it's an everything school. It's not a 4-team school, everything school. So shout out to them too. And Danny's a big part of getting them what they need as well. And, it's pretty exciting times right now.
100%. Jack, you and I were gigantic Tennessee college baseball heads. And one of the things that I think, look, we got a ways to go before college baseball's back. We got to get through college basketball and college
football.
Fall
ball here, man.
Fall ball, it's more like winter ball. I remember talking to Hunter
true.
Inslee about it, where it's like we call it fall ball, and it's like, no, it's actually, it's always frigid cold when they're actually going through these. I don't want to say cuts, but like making the roster, it's freezing. Like it's not. You're not actually doing that.
Which is kind of unfair for some guys.
I wouldn't love it.
Yeah,
I would not love trying to make a team, make one of the powerhouse programs
Hands
when it's
cold. I can't throw, coach.
100%, and all the real ones are out there for Georgia State, Tennessee in that Tuesday night opener inside Lindsey Nelson Stadium when we're packed in layers and everything else. And Jack Foster will I mean, he'll be back in the new.
You should have some good digs this time around,
right? Like it's going to be done. We're assuming, Jack.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so.
Jack's just like, Jack actually this spring, I think he had a game where he went like very ill prepared for the elements, if I remember correctly. Jack Ryan.
Like the first one.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what is going on? I did not think that. And also I'm the type of person that gets more affected by the cold than others.
Yeah.
I keep my apartment on 71, 72. Like I'm not a guy who keeps the temp in the 60s, so I don't like being cold. So it definitely punched me in the face, but I was prepared from there on. That's for sure.
Well, Jack, Tennessee, and this is something that I think a lot of fans might not know about this Tennessee group. Obviously, you're the number one class this past year and a whole lot of freshmen played. But for the second straight year, so D1 Baseball does a great job. They did their back-to-school top 100 freshmen on campus. This is something that I don't know if a lot of Vol fans know. For the second straight year, quote, this is from D1 Baseball, Tennessee lands at the top of the list for the number of top 100 recruits it's welcoming to Knoxville this fall. 8 of the top 100 players are going to be in Knoxville. Doesn't mean they're all going to play. They're all going to make it. But you have 8 of the top 100 entering the mix here. And you have some big surprisers like Ethan Moore out of Chicago. He makes it to campus, which was a big surprise. I mean, it's easy to forget, like Braden Krenzel was the number 9 ranked guy coming in, son of Craig Krenzel, Ohio State quarterback. So he made 21 appearances for Tennessee last year. We'll see what he might be a weekend rotation guy. We'll see where that goes. But number 4 ranked Cameron Appenzeller is who they highlight here. They also highlighted more in the top 50. So there's 4 more in the top 50, which is Trent Gridliner, who could be catcher here. And I don't know if he's a 2 or 3 year guy, but he's another option at catcher for Tennessee. Ethan Bioto, number 33 out of Texas. Nathan Eisfelder, number 42 out of Tennessee. And then Taylor Tracy, outfielder out of Texas. So, Jack, when you see all that and you just see that Tennessee for the second straight year is number 1 in number of top 100 recruits in Knoxville, what does that say to you?
Is it surprising? I mean, this is just the nature of the Tennessee baseball program. It shows that there's sustainability and that, 1 year of recruiting at an insanely high level is obviously no fluke. Tennessee is probably going to recruit high school baseball players at the best level in the sport for the foreseeable future. I just think Tony is that good of a recruiter. So this is not surprising at all. It's good that Tennessee's been able to start bringing more and more guys to campus. You'll see that more too, just with what, NIL and what could be gained in college. I think, just the opportunity there more than anything. You're obviously always going to lose guys, just like Schoolcraft this year. But no, it just puts Tennessee in such a good spot moving forward. And, you look at what Tennessee did this off season, and they got a ton of great transfer portal talent that will largely be the main contributors for next year. So Tennessee's also going to prioritize the portal, but you're not going to lose any sleep over some guys leaving as well in the offseason, like, Tennessee had this offseason, especially in the pitching staff. When you're bringing in this talented of a freshman class year in, year out, and getting a bunch of these guys to Kansas. So that's what it tells me. It's no fluke. It's no surprise. This is going to be the nature of Tennessee baseball moving forward. And you're talking about, enjoy this time and enjoy these years of Tennessee baseball. And I, for one, think it will last a long time. But, this could be the primo heyday for the Tony era Vols.
Yeah, you could tell me that football and basketball, like, they keep this going and this is not the end all be all and there's another level for both. That wouldn't surprise me. Mm-hmm. Baseball, man, it's not going to, never say never, but it's never going to get, I feel comfortable saying it's never going to get better than where Tony's at with this program for Tennessee baseball again. Like, it's just, it's another level entirely, Jack.
Yeah. And baseball is so hard to win and predict because, it's baseball and the postseason's so hard. But what would you set the over-under at Tony Vitello national championships won at Tennessee right now?
What would I set the over-under at?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably say 2.5.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I think if he gets 3, if he gets 2.
Is that on top of the one he already has?
Yeah, on top of the one.
Okay.
Yes, including one he has, yeah.
If he's here through 2030, I think he at least gets one more. But, man, it's hard. Omaha winning 3 titles in what would that be? A 6-7 year stretch? It's hard to pull off. So, because I just think everything after 2030 and how much change there might be, I don't know. It's hard for me to forecast past 2030 in terms of what Tennessee athletics is going to look like. But I'd probably still lean the under just because it's so hard. Like, it's just so hard to win multiple times. But LSU just had kind of a quote unquote down year and just won it all. Yeah. Again, this was not LSU's best team. And I don't think they thought they were going to make it through and win it all this year. LSU fans, even though the biggest Bayou Bengal fan, I don't think thought LSU was going to be able to run the gauntlet and win it all. And Tennessee and LSU have won the last 3 titles. So if Tennessee, I think, is going to be really, really strong once again this year, I think they're going to be a whole lot better than they were last year. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they won it all next year. I mean, they're going to be in the top 5 in the preseason polls, and they have a really good shot. And as we talked about here, Vitello is recruiting at a just preposterous clip right now. It's the coolest program in the country. Like, there is no, and not even just the coolest, it's the best version of both, where it's the coolest and it's also putting guys in the MLB. Well, like, Jordan Beck's having a great year for Colorado. That helps a lot. Christian Moore got to the majors very quickly. Gilbert over there now in San Francisco.
There's so many guys.
Like, it recruits itself. Like, it's just a machine.
Well, even the minor league guys are ripping the cover off the ball, and you see them online every single day.
Yes.
It's crazy. And you can look ahead. You got the number 2 class after this class.
Yes.
It's not going anywhere.
No.
The stadium's going to be beautiful. It's another recruiting tool. Adidas is here.
Yeah.
Uniforms could get even more elite.
Yeah.
And there's just so much positive, and he's able to. The crazy thing is he's able to keep Elander and the staff together too. That's the wildest part about all this, that nobody's come and taken Elander away, who's his top recruiter and hitting guy and all this other stuff.
Yeah, Elander and Quentin Eberhardt coming back was huge.
Yeah,
and I mean, just Frank's still going, right? We keep waiting for Frank. It's kind of like the Rick Barnes thing, where you're like,
how still got that fire?
I mean, he still loves it. He clearly loves just pitching. Like, he loves coaching and he loves this deal. So, I mean, having Frank, Tony, Elander, and Quentin, man, along with Ross Kivett and everybody else, like Martinez, they have it's a loaded staff. And Tony does a great job of being a CEO. Like, he's the ultimate CEO / players coach.
Yeah. He's a young guy. It's a single young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your test will come if someone ends up taking Elander away and then Frank retires, like, within the next 5 years. What does it look like after that? I think Tony is amazing, so I feel like Tennessee will still be really good, but how elite will they be becomes a question after that.
Oh, who do you think would be a bigger loss, Elander or Frank Anderson?
Elander, because of the recruiting, in my opinion.
I might go Frank. I think it's hard to find elite pitching coaches. I think Tony recruits really well, and that's I think it would be a blow for both. I don't know. Part of me leans Frank there.
Right, but I think in new age college baseball, just with, everybody throws so fast. And I know Frank hones these guys, and he's incredible. He's best pitching coach in the country. But I think Elander's impact on the trail and in the portal and just dedication, he's pretty unmatched in that. area. So I feel like he would be the larger loss right now, but it is close.
I love it. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation on all things Tennessee. We'll talk about Tennessee and Heupel being bullish on his quarterback and receivers going to the Syracuse game, and we'll get Jack Foster's final 2025 Vols football predictions. You can call or text us. Join the program today at 865-966-3435 is the way to do so. 865-966-3435 is the way to call or text us. You can also jump in the chat over there on our YouTube channel, live stream. Watch us right there on Fan Run Sports. All live content all day long right here on Fan Run Radio, coming to you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It's game week. Tennessee tomorrow. Stick with us. It's The Chase right here on Fan Run Radio. Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Looking for your go-to spot to unwind, enjoy great food, and sip something new? Then head over to the Casual Pint North Shore, where the craft beer is always rotating, the food hits the spot, and the vibe is just right. Join Fan Run Radio for our first Football Friday broadcast of the year, live this Friday from 3 to 6 at the Casual Pint North Shore. Plus, check out brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 with awesome bites and the perfect pour to start your weekend. Not into beer? They've got wine and craft cocktails too, including favorites like the Old Fashioned and Espresso Martini. And don't miss the Ales for All's Passport Challenge. Visit 6 of 9 participating locations and earn a limited edition t-shirt while supporting the Alzheimer's Association. The challenge ends August 31st, so act quickly and support a good cause. Get all the details at northshore.thecasualpint.com and make your next hangout the Casual Pint North Shore.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys. And we cover college football like no one else.
Each week we preview all the big games in college football. And we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
FM 1340 AM and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Brett Holander, Jackson, Jack Foster, all in the fold here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. in Knoxville, Tennessee, coming to you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Well into hour number 2, right here on the Chase, 1 to 3, Monday through Friday. Last day before Tony Basilio. And the Tony Basilio show comes in here from 11 to 1, right before our show, right here on Fan Run Radio and Fox Sports Knoxville, starting on Monday. So look out for that leading into our program going into the holiday weekend. So mark your calendars. It's going to be a great, fun Monday. And Brett Hollander, full-time producer here, Monday through Friday with us on the Chase. And it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Jack Foster every Friday from Parts Unknown here from Rocky Top Insider and Omaha Productions. Jack, Josh Heupel is very bullish on Joey Aguilar. He's very bullish on the wide receivers going into this year. I want to read to you what he said about both the quarterback and his receivers going into the season, and in particular, the receivers and then Mike Matthews. He said, quote, "I expect them to play at an elite level. I really do. Those guys have continued to grow. It's a relatively young group. Chris played a lot of football last year. The other guys played some, or we got some true freshmen. But how they've competed, grown, who they're going against every day in practice, I got great trust in those guys and expect them to play at a really high level." And then when he was talked about the pressure on Mike Matthews, he said, in regards to the pressure for Mike Matthews to be elite, he said, quote, he expects to play at an elite level. You can only expect those things when you've put in the work. What he's done since January when he got back here, just his consistency and his focus every single day, mentally, his growth, his extra work, all of that has parlayed itself into the confidence that he has and the expectation to go play at a really high level. What do you make of what Heupel is saying about the receivers there, Mike Matthews in particular?
Yeah, no, I think it sounds great. It's very, it gives you a lot of optimism about this room and about their dedication. Like I told you earlier, it tracks kind of with my beliefs. And of course, Heupel is going to be positive. But I think Mike Matthews is headed for a big year. I think he's going to be a dude in the SEC. We'll see what ends up happening with Brazel and Braylon Staley. I have hopes for, but I really think Mike Matthews is going to be a difference maker in this offense and have the biggest season a Tennessee receiver has had since Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, and like we said at the top here, it's a big year for Braylon and Mike, and we're going to see it on full display. They're going to get the snaps, I think Mike's going to get targeted a bunch. I think I would be very surprised if Mike Matthews does not lead Tennessee in targets Saturday afternoon against the Orangemen. Do you agree?
Yeah, target. If Tennessee just really dominates and runs the ball a lot, I can see like Kitzelman leading this team in targets. But no, I feel like you're probably right. Mike Matthews is up there as far as guys who you'd expect to.
I just feel like if Kitzelman leads them in targets or the running, because remember last year, the games that Kitzelman led Tennessee in receiving, the offense was awful. The passing game, we should say. I just feel like that's a bad omen. If Miles Kitzelman leads Tennessee ever in receiving yards or receptions for Tennessee had a bad day in the air. Like, that's just full stop.
Well, you also have to give Joey Aguilar time to just get more comfortable. And this is the first couple of games. You could see him lean on the security blanket more times than not until things really start clicking with the receivers. I'm not expecting things to be just firing on all cylinders with this passing offense. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kitzelman led the team in targets or yards, but I don't really necessarily think that would be a terrible thing for this game.
It sounds like we're on different wavelengths when it comes to this. I am convinced Heupel is going to take early shots and early chances on Syracuse. I think he's going to let Joey let it rip early. I think we're going to see some deep shots where there are people like, whoa, Heupel's going for it really early on. Because I think he wants, the last 2 years, I imagine, have been very stressful and frustrating for Josh Heupel with this offense. He knows the narrative. He knows how people have talked about it the last 2 years. But this is a big year for him. Like, if the passing game, especially the deep shots, aren't back on a consistent basis this year, it's 3 out of 5 years at Tennessee where the passing game has been below average. And that's not something I think any of us in this room, on this call, would ever have predicted when Heupel first got to Tennessee, that the defense would be the story of the program 3 out of the first 5 years here. But that's what you're up against if you don't put it all together this fall with Joey Aguilar and company. I just think the 8-ish deep shots is probably my over-under. I'd do like 8.5, 20 yards down the field through the air. that Joey's going to try in this game. Because you can always go back to Kitzelman. You can always go back to Ethan Davis. You can also you can go back to the side-to-side stuff, the Braylon Staley screen passes and stuff like that. If you want to go conservative, you can do that later on. But I think Heupel's going to try and see what he can do down the field early. I want to see. I mean, he talked about Aguilar where he's calm, collected, and just how he's been since being named quarterback 1 on the Mike Keith show as well. And the vibe I get and how Heupel is as a competitor and how naturally aggressive his passing game is through the air, he does not want to rely on 12 personnel and the short tight end stuff. Like, there's just no part, I feel like, of his ethos that wants that to be the main hub of his offense. You know, I think he wants to take shots. I think he's going to want to see what Aguilar looks like down the field. I think he's going to want to look like what Braylon Staley is going to be able to do over the middle. He's going to give Aguilar those opportunities, right? Oh, I think we may have just lost Jack here for a second, but I do think ultimately it's one of those where Jackson, when you look at that, I mean, do you think we're going to see some firepower and some explosive plays early on in this game against Syracuse, or at least Tennessee's going to try? Oh, I can't hear you, Jackson.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I don't know what you were just saying, but I know you're talking about deep shots and early. Yeah, I hope so. Look, I want Tennessee to be way more aggressive this year. I mean, why not? You know, I want this offense to be fun, and I think a lot of people share that sentiment. We know it's not going to be elite. I mean, if it is, that's a major shock, especially in the passing game. So let's have some fun. Let's take some chances here. You got the wide receiver talent to do it. Why not? And, you know, I think Aguilar is capable enough to at least attempt these. So I think you potentially could see Tennessee be more aggressive. I just think they'll lean on the conservative side to start the season. And as maybe even week 2, you'll start to see more aggressiveness. But I don't see Tennessee taking much chances in this game, to be honest.
I think they're going to try. I think Aguilar is going to have to show early on that he can't do that and that we're putting the training wheels on.
I will say, though, obviously, if this game turns into any sort of track meet, that bodes better for Tennessee. Like, if this game is a slog, that's how you get upset. To me, I think the only way Syracuse wins is if it's 17-14, 20-14, and just they find their way into a couple of scoring drives, and Tennessee's offense is just bad. So, honestly, I think if the more offense there is, the better that is for Tennessee, of course.
Do you lean? It sounds like you lean Tennessee covering this line. It's a lot of points. Which way do you lean?
What's it at right now?
14.5.
Yeah, I'd go like 38-17, something like that.
Okay. I don't think they're going to cover. This has some Pitt, Tennessee.
I don't know. I don't think Syracuse is that good, man. I don't think Syracuse is that good. They were good last year. I think if people, you know, are remembering too much of how good they were a year ago, and they lost all those players on offense.
Did you say we were going to start slow, but you still think we're going to put up 38 points?
Well, I mean, I just think that, look, yes, it's not necessarily starting slow. It's just being more conservative. Tennessee doesn't have to score fast, in my opinion, to score 38 points. I think they're going to have the ball a lot because Syracuse's offense isn't going to be that good. So, yeah, I just think it's a long game, and I feel like Tennessee will find their way to 5 or 6 scoring drives just because of how inept Syracuse's offense will be.
Boo Carter punt return.
Yeah.
Boo Carter better be on punt returns. He better be on special teams.
I shouldn't have done that.
It's going to drive me up the wall if Boo Carter is not fielding punts here. At the very least, you can sell me on him not starting at star and easing him in there. You can't sell me on him not on punt return. Like that is, I don't use this. This is not hyperbolic to say. Diabolical if Boo Carter is not fielding punts for Tennessee on Saturday afternoon inside Mercedes-Benz. It's diabolical.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Jack, who's doing it then? Like, who is... It's not Dramad.
Somebody
He's out.
Catch the ball.
I don't want that. There. You might not need that. You might need someone who can make plays. And if you have a guy who can make plays in the field, make the first guy miss, he's one of your 2 guys who can do that on this team. It's him and Mike Matthews. Those are the guys, those first twitch ability where they can make that first guy miss.
Yeah.
That's it. So it might be a big part of the game. Like, you might need Boo Carter to make a play on punt return and flip some momentum. Like if Tennessee's offense is kind of stuck in the mud early, you might need a short field that Boo can provide. Boo Carter needs to be on special teams. Like I'm going to lose my mind. The Tennessee Vols group chat here with our friends here, it's going to be off the rails right out of the gate if I don't see Boo Carter on special teams. Jack can attest this, that I will be unwell out of the gate if Boo Carter's not out there fielding punts.
I think Boo Carter is Chase's favorite football player of all time.
No, just a big Boo Carter, the player.
Close, though,
great
right?
player. Boo Carter, I mean, it's driving me nuts.
By the way,
yeah.
By the way, speaking of Chase takes and stuff, you do not read 7.5 hours a day. That is preposterous. That is false news. Fake news.
No. So here's what it is. And
you do not do that. That can't be true.
Hold on. Jack, I have 7 to 7.5 hours carved out where those windows, if I have nothing else that comes up in those windows, I can read. The average right now is probably, especially in football season, will be 4 to 5, 5 being the absolute max. But I'm probably around 5 every day in those 7 to 7.5 hour windows because other things come up and other things I have to do work-wise or life, family, friends, everything else that comes up. But like I said, with the Pomodoro technique and everything else, shout out to a friend of the program, Roberto, breaking it up into 25-minute increments. You'd be amazed, Jack Foster, at how much more you can read and in that time frame. But my 8 to 8:30 to 12:30 before I come into the show, a lot of prep reading, a lot of reading I have to do to prepare and everything else. It's a huge part of my morning. And then 10:30 to 1:30, I don't sleep all that much, 6:30 to 6.5 to 7 hours, and that's just part of the deal. So I usually get around 2 to 3 hours late in the evening as well. So it's close. It depends, but football season definitely is gonna be less because on the weekend and just requirements and all that. But summer reading, absolutely.
So I guess you're reading for work early, but then your late night reading is like books.
Yes, that's how I break it up.
See, I don't want this to rub you the wrong way or anybody. I am jealous of people who read a lot and find joy in it, but I've probably not read a book since I was like in middle school, and that was only for school. Like it's been a long time since I've actually read a book. It's never been that way, but I can respect the hell out of work reading for sure because I do read a lot of articles, a lot of sports stuff.
Yeah, you had to. Like with our job, stay informed and all kinds of great pieces. Like that's my morning. Like I have to prep for the show and everything else. Like I read a whole heck of a lot. Articles in the morning, newspapers, all that stuff, and then in the evening it's book time. So yeah. See?
But I still stand by the fact that 7 to 7.5 hours, no way you reach it. We're gonna have to time this.
Okay. Well, it's not really a timing; it's breaking it up. And I'm doing a log. I'm making tallies, and I'm circling back. Don't worry, Shumpert and Sylvia.
Shumpert was all over you.
Oh my goodness, they were upset.
They were.
It's just I love that it's been an off-air group chat outside of me. They're all clearly this has been a subject that has been discussed outside of the main chat. That's what we're learning here.
Yeah,
it's nothing sacred anymore.
Definitely been discussed a lot. May or may not have been told to bring this up on the show today. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's every day. Like I just can't avoid this now. It's been a huge
since what?
The
Tuesday?
Reveal. Yeah.
Okay. Since Shumpert was on.
Yes. Everything that's just a controversy just stems back to Ryan Shumpert. We can all agree that it's just
I forgot how it even got started, but we don't need to go into that again.
No.
But like it is something. It is something.
It was pretty fun though.
But each their own, I guess.
And to each their own. When we come back, we'll put a bow on this Friday edition of The Chase. You can join us, call us, text us. 865-966-3435 is a way to be a part of this very show. We're going to do our college football watchability schedule this weekend. Are you watching Tennessee and Texas at the same time? Or are you just watching Tennessee by itself at noon? What is the most exciting game for you this weekend? And then the final thing for Jack in this roundtable discussion. What do we think the national narrative coming out of this game will be in regards to Tennessee after this Syracuse game on Saturday? Stick with us. It's The Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco, and I'm proud to join the team here at Knoxville Smiles, where we're leading the way in comfortable, modern dentistry. Many people are anxious about going to the dentist. Here at Knoxville Smiles, our team works hard to make the experience as comfortable as possible. We offer everything from warm blankets to sedation dentistry to help you relax and make your visit as enjoyable as possible. So if it's been a while since you've been to the dentist, give us a call at 865-539-1776 to experience a dental visit that will make you smile.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives. And I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at boknowshouses.com.
Next week is your last chance to see your Knoxville Smokies in action this season.
No way.
Join us for our final all-you-can-eat Wednesday. Less than $30 gets you into the game and all the food your stomach can handle. We also have Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers, fireworks Friday and Saturday nights, and Fan Appreciation Day on Sunday with free prizes given out during the game. It's your last chance, so get those tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Hey folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Knoxville 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Got the Hardy Boys banging here with Jep and Jack Foster here on this Friday afternoon. Resident super Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy fan, Jack Foster. We don't actually have it behind you on your last location. We had all the different wrestlers behind you. This time, no wrestlers, Jack Foster.
Yeah, not enough room, sadly. We're able to make the cut. Most of that stuff's in a storage bin in Knoxville, so not even most of it was able to make the cut to the new place I'm at. But yeah, I had to stick with the album canvases. We got the plate, we got the shelves. So quite a bit of cool stuff.
There you go. Well, Jack Foster, as we put a bow on this Friday afternoon edition right here on The Chase, will you be watching Tennessee by itself at noon, or will you have Texas and Ohio State on another TV and trying to keep up with both?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm a little different than you guys. Like, my job is more national, so I need to know what happened in Texas, Ohio State, in many games. So it's a lot of that is influenced in this. But yeah, I will definitely be watching both. I'll also be keeping an eye on other games. Yeah, Texas, Ohio State, man. This could be the best 2 teams in the country all year long. So we're getting a true heavyweight out in week 1 and a playoff rematch at that. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Tennessee-Syracuse will be a fun game to watch for the most part, but Texas-Ohio State, man, like this could be one of the bigger games of the year.
Oh, 100%. I will tell you, I'm only watching Tennessee. Every single note, I will have Texas, Ohio State recorded. I wish it was 3:30 because I just don't think Alabama, Florida State's going to be a good game at all. And that 3:30 window, I think Bama's going to crush the Noles there. So
Florida State covering.
You have Florida State covering?
Yeah, kind of riding with SVP on that one.
Okay.
Home dog, 14 points. I alt spread it to 14.5. We'll say that.
I think it's going to get ugly in Tallahassee.
Buying Castellanos?
Yeah, no. I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad. I think it's
big time guy.
I think it's 45-7-ish.
What?
Yeah, I think Bama's crushing.
No.
I think Bama's crushing Florida State in this game.
Oh.
Bama's on a mission. That's my national champion pick. Like, Bama's going to crush the Florida State Seminoles here on Saturday afternoon. That's my prediction. But Jackson, are you before we jump back in here, Jack. So when you look around the slate here, what other game besides Tennessee has your interest the most? Which one are you most locked in on?
Well, to answer your first question,
yes,
I'm unfortunately going to be in a soccer field. First of all,
wait, during Tennessee?
Well, my daughter's game's at 2.
Ooh.
So I will have an iPad and a phone out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not helping coach. I am watching. But she has to be out at Bearden at 12:30. So I will be having to do a bunch of maneuvering around. So
did you make the call? Be like, hey, hey coach, we're gonna have to move this around.
I unfortunately can't. I mean, it's unfortunate circumstances, but that's my life now, man. It's
hey, good dad.
Yeah. So, but I will be doing my best to watch and stuff like that. But I mean, I was most intrigued to watch the Florida State Alabama game on Saturday, just for the Ty Simpson factor, and a lot of people are picking Alabama. I'm with Jack though. I think it has the potential to be a close game. I really do. Definitely not 45-7. So
I can't wait to come back next Friday on this.
I can't wait either. Yeah,
you bet on this case?
I did not, but I will say
Chase's never bet. We found out last night he's never bet on a game.
Wait, say it again.
Can we bet on friendly bet between me and you?
No,
it doesn't have to involve money. We could make another stipulation. It doesn't have to involve money.
Oh, lunch, Litton's. Yeah, Shump and I, we do a lot of Litton's bets.
All right, but hey, Mr. 38-point spread over there, give me 24 points. All right.
So you're saying that they just have to cover 24 to win?
Yeah.
That's still pretty good for you.
You said they'd win by 38.
I know, but that's still pretty good for you, for me to give you 24.
I'm cutting it by 2 times. Come on. Put money where your mouth is, bro. You said 45-7.
I do think 45-7. I think it's going to be bad.
But that was a game I think.
No issue.
I know.
Wasn't that the game you said you were most interested in watching, though, too, outside of Tennessee?
No.
Syracuse?
I think the game that I'm most interested in watching outside.
Or was that just on Saturday? I can't remember.
Well, I think LSU Clemson is way more interesting to me on Saturday night. Because that one I could see going either way. But I mean, Clemson, so y'all want a crazy stat. Dabo, what would y'all guess Dabo's record is at home since 2014?
I mean, how many games is that a year?
It's a lot. I'll just,
like 7 or 8 a year, right? At least
6 or 7.
6 to 7.
11 years.
11.
I bet he's lost 3 times. I'll just
okay.
guess.
You go 3. What do you got, Jackson?
60 and 4.
60 and 4. Okay.
90 games.
So what's yours, Jack?
90 games?
Did you say 90? No, not 90 games. He hasn't played 90 home games since 2014.
Wait, how many home games do they have a year?
6.
6. 7,
okay.
Yeah.
11 years?
Yes.
Staying here?
Well, not 11 because you haven't played 2015 yet. Or 2025, excuse me.
10. So I got him. Yeah. I mean, if you could just tell me the total number of games, it'd be so much more helpful.
Okay, 51. 51.
51 total
games.
Okay. So I'll say he's 46 and 5.
Okay. With y'all getting the 51 number, what is your guess here? Yeah, I will tell you it's 51 games.
51 home games?
Yeah.
I'll say 48 and 3. I said 3 losses.
Okay.
We're going to go
51's the number?
Yeah.
45-6.
50-1. He's lost one home game since 2014.
Did they lose last year to South Carolina? Well, that was the one?
South Carolina is their one lone home loss.
Wow.
Crazy.
Like Dabo is when you talk about protecting home field, going into Death Valley.
How many of these type big games like this have they had like this at home though?
I'm just saying. It just does it like it's hard to win there.
Of like Miami or Florida State popping in there once, every so often.
Well, you know
but they are dominant. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
At home.
You know who leads the most consecutive road victories in FBS right now? Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've won 11 straight on the road, going into Columbus in the shoe. Something has to give. You know, Ohio State and Ryan Day's record at home, one of the best. And then Texas have been road warriors. And then my favorite underrated one is Washington, who has the second longest active home winning streak behind Georgia. And they have two big home games this year. They got, I think, Oregon at home, and they've got Ohio State at home, I want to say. They've got some like coin flip games that are going to be played in Seattle that they don't lose very often. And I'm curious what that means for the Huskies. They could be, I don't think they have Penn State at home. I could be wrong, but they might. But either way, they could be spoilers. Washington's the team I have as like a spoiler that people aren't anticipating.
People are liking Washington this year.
Yeah, Damon Williams. Jack, your prediction on the national narrative coming out of this game against Syracuse for Tennessee. What do you think it is for one of your bosses over there at Always College Football and everywhere else? What do you think is the national narrative for Tennessee after this game?
Yeah, I don't think the national narrative will be anything too strong, right? Like there's not going to be a lot of hot takes about Tennessee, strong opinions. I think Tennessee wins easy, but it's not flashy, and there's not that many storylines coming out of it. I think, it'll be that Tennessee's defense is once again going to be really good. But ultimately, kind of like I said earlier, it could end up being a reflection of just how bad I think Syracuse may be this year. So the takeaways from the Tennessee side of things may not be that much, but no, I think the takeaway will be like, that could be a 9-win team. I feel like if anything, it'll be more on the positive side of things than the negative.
Interesting. Do you share that, Brett?
I was trying to think if is this similar in any way to the NC State game last year?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it's just more like Pitt. I think it's Pitt 21 or 22. That's what I think this is going to be like.
Because that was a big game, right?
Yes.
So you're putting that one on this level more. Okay.
Fran Brown is someone who was on the staff.
I just remember coming out of when we beat NC State 51-10. The narrative was like, it was D-line, Nico putting up 51 points.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that level, right?
No.
So, yeah, I'm kind of with Jack. I think. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the Pitt games, Tennessee lost and then barely won. It won't be like that either.
I think Syracuse is covering. I think this is going to be a much closer game than people are anticipating here. And my gut is, remember, it was one of the things that I think is going to be really interesting coming out of this game is I think the national narrative is going to be, Tennessee's shaky offensively. Like all the stuff where we were like, it's all going to be fine. And the Joey Aguilar love fest and the receivers and the tight end and the 12 personnel in the running game. I think it doesn't mean that's going to be the narrative all season, but I think coming out of this game, my gut is I think this is super sloppy. And I think Tennessee's offense has problems in this game. And Fran Brown was on staff, him and Kirby and Fran Brown go back here. And he was obviously on Kirby's staff when Tennessee lost to Georgia. He's a great defensive mind. He's had success against this Tennessee offense in the past. I understand there's a lot of turnover. My gut is Fran Brown defensively is going to give Josh Heupel and Tennessee some problems, especially with so much new on this Tennessee offense this year. I don't think it's going to be a great offensive game for Tennessee. I think
you have no worries about the defense whatsoever?
No.
Like if they struggle getting pressure or anything like that?
I don't think that'll be a national narrative, but I think for us,
because we're depending on this defense, at least today.
I've talked all summer about I am not sold on the main snap getters for Tennessee's defensive line this year. I do not think Tennessee is going to be able to do what they've done the last 2 years and send 4 and get home in a lot of these games. You're going to have to blitz more. And what is that? Does that make you leakier on the back end because you're sending more? like Edwin Spillman, Aaron Carter. I mean, Boo, I think was going to be a blitzing guy if he was in the. I don't think McMurray is that kind of guy, so they'll probably have him back at star. Boo seems like someone who could really make plays off the edge, but to me, I just think Joseph's expecting a 2-sack to 9 to 10 sack James Pierce type jump. It's like he is who he is at this point, and a really good player, but I don't think he's a double-digit sack guy at Tennessee. And Dominic Bailey, obviously not that. Bryson Eason, Jackson Moy, great against the run, but they're not guys who are going to pressure like Omar Norman Lott in the middle. And you don't have David Hobbs, who I think was the highest ceiling of anyone in that rotation in the interior. I mean, you might be going with a JUCO transfer and Jamal Wallace, who's been in the program for a little bit, as the third defensive tackle. It might be Shell, who's moving up from FCS. It might be Nathan Robinson, who hasn't played yet. Looks like $1 million, but he's a third-year guy.
I'd have to use Tyree or in the inside.
You're going to definitely slide one of those guys in on passing downs. Like, there's no way around Tyree West or Tyree Weathersby or one of those guys sliding in key passing downs. I mean, to me, it's like Jordan Ross needs to be the guy opposite of Joshua Josephs on third downs. And if he breaks out in that way and they don't have an answer for him at left tackle, then the narrative is like, all right, we're fine. If Jordan Ross is that guy off the edge when he has that talent, then I feel okay. I still don't feel great about the interior defensive line until Hobbs gets back. But I don't know, Jack. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, on the defense side of things, I'm agreeing with you. You know, Jordan Ross, one of these guys needs to step up, and there's a lot of unknown on the interior. Yeah, you know, behind Moy and Eason. But in general, when you were talking about the offense and Aguilar, Love Fest, all that stuff, maybe I'm just missing the mark here, but I didn't think that was kind of where people were going with this. I don't know how many people think this offense is actually going to be that great this year, you know? So I don't have high expectations. I'm curious to see what the receivers and O-line look like. But when it comes to the offense as a whole, I think that if they were to score in the 30s, that would be, you know, a plus. It's like, okay, this offense can do something. But, you know, if it is a little sloppy, like you're saying, I feel like that's probably the expectation, or at least it should be in a way, because this thing's going to have some growing pains.
I mean, I think that's what it should be. I just think because it's overreaction week one. Like, everyone's going to be amped up. Like, everyone who's going in the building, my family included, when they walk through Mercedes-Benz, like, you're fired up. You're going to see, because Joey Aguilar's got some swagger to him, and Mike Matthews. You're going to be like, all right, we got the 5-star part of this. We got David Sanders on one side. We got Lance Hurd on the other. Like, we're feeling good. Miles Kitselman and Aaron Carter are going to get the guys psyched up. We'll probably see that on the broadcast. 2 great leaders for Tennessee. And you're like, all right, let's go. And then you actually, like, we're here in the third quarter and we're like, all right, this offense has got to.
Yeah, because this is it. Yeah. This is your tune-up before Georgia. You're not getting, I don't think, you're not going to get much from ETSU.
No, yeah.
You're going to, and because, I mean, if you play poorly, you got to know in 2 weeks your animal's coming.
Yeah, so we shall see, but it's going to be fun. I'm glad that we have real Tennessee football on our TVs Saturday at noon, Mercedes-Benz. It's going to be great. I'm excited to just see whatever happens here. It's going to be a great football weekend, great Friday night weekend for me over there at Maryville and West and checking out the Rebs matchup there. And it's just going to be an awesome football weekend as a whole. So we appreciate you guys tuning in here on this Friday. We'll be back on Monday following Tony Basilio here kicking things off on Fan Run Radio. The Drive with Russell Smith and the Bears coming up next, but that'll do it for myself, for Jack Foster, for Brett Hoolander, for intern Jackson. Be back Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a wonderful weekend, Knoxville, Tennessee.